I would like to call to order the council meeting for Tuesday, October 2nd of 2018. If we could all please stand for a moment of silence in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, may I please have roll call?
Olivia Brady, Valerie Scott Cooper, Hakeem Jones, Heather Lewis, Rebecca Smith, here. Derek Perry, Sonia Sanders.
Here. Would a member of council like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from September 18th? Yes, Councilman Jones.
Madam Secretary, when we have our executive sessions, there's a lot of discussion that takes place. There's also different views, whether in agreement or opposing, between council members. Most of the times, what's only reflected in the minutes is what the administrator usually comments on. So I'm just requesting going forward that you add some of the sentiments that some of the council body members present during those conversations.
I'm sorry, Councilman Jones, for clarification purposes, could you please state what you mean for interpretation reasons?
So during certain discussions, we all have different points of views and whether we agree or disagree. However, it's normally not reflected in the minutes. So just looking at an important conversation we had about stormwater utility, there were concerns that were brought up by individual council members. I just would like to see more representation in those minutes going forward. If you don't attend the meetings, you don't have an idea of the full substance within these conversations.
Thank you, Councilman Jones. Earlier this evening, we had executive session pertaining to personnel matters and litigation matters. Presentations, and we will first begin with the proclamation for the October 2018 for the Bullying Prevention Month. We will skip that agenda item and we will start with the next item for the next order of business, which will be the Police Community Partnership Unity Softball Game. If we could please have Ms. Phyllis Mason come forward.
Good evening, Council. I'm so glad to have this opportunity to speak before you. I work with George Washington Carver Center. As you all know, this has been a long-standing community organization in Norristown. It's been around for over 50 years, which we're excited that we can celebrate that longevity. We are so very excited to be able to have a partnership with the Norristown Police Department to do a community softball game for the Norristown community. The purpose of the event is twofold. One is to build police and community relationship in the Norristown area. There's a lot that goes on in the streets, and the police department was very receptive to us working together to try to support unity within the community. So there are already things that the police department is doing already. I had the opportunity to attend one of their, I think it was a citizen meeting. I'm not sure exactly what the title was, and I got a chance to learn a lot about their efforts to be open and supportive, and read your recent article in the paper about community policing. And so we're just hoping to continue that effort to be work together as a community. So what we're asking for today is for us to broaden our partnership to not only involve the police department and the Carver Center and other, community people, but to also have your support as a board to try to grow this partnership, to really welcome the opportunity for families to come together to celebrate and see the police officers and community people working together in a partnership. We think that it will be a benefit not only for the two partners that are joined, but also for families in the community to join together and have an evening of or afternoon of fun. So that it's my request today, if you would be able to kind of give your support for us to continue to grow the partnership.
Councilwoman Heather Lewis.
Thank you, Phyllis. Can you give us the details, date, time, location of the event? Are there going to be vendors, or do people have opportunity to be vendors? Who's playing? Some of those fun details.
Thank you. I'm glad you asked those questions. So the event is scheduled for Sunday, October 28th. And, I talked a little bit before about partnerships. So the Norristown School District is also a partner because they're allowing us to have it at the Eisenhower Middle School. So they have given us that support as well. We are planning to have vendors. We're working on that aspect of it now. And I understand that we might have to get permits. So I don't know if that's something that, we would need to get from you as well. We have some food. The vendors will be food vendors. And then we're looking for people that want to provide some information as well. I do have an additional flyer. Like when we sent out the initial letter explaining the concept that we sent to your administrative assistant, and I think to you, Madam President, we did explain some of the details in there, but I also have another flyer with our theme of pitching for unity, and it does have some additional detail about some of the activities and components of the event. So I will share that with you before I leave. Pardon me?
I'll take it after you're done.
Okay. Oh, great. Okay. Any other questions? Thank you so much. Oh, and we're looking for players too.
Thank you, Mrs. Mason. So now we are back to the next order of business, which is the proclamation for the October 2018 for the Bullying Prevention Month. Mr. Jones.
Thank you, Madam President. And of course, I knocked it off the screen. Hold on just a second. I apologize, I'm having technical difficulties, but I'll get it back in a second. Okay, here we are. It's a proclamation recognizing the month of October 2018 as Bullying Prevention Month for the Municipality of Norristown. Bullying is physical, verbal, whereas bullying is physical, verbal, my computers, I'm sorry. Yes, yeah, it's. Okay, there. Fine. Whereas bullying is verbal, sexual, or emotional harm or intimidation intentionally directed at a person or group of people, and whereas bullying occurs in neighborhoods, playgrounds, schools, and through technology such as internet and phones, and whereas various researchers have concluded that bullying is the most common form of violence affecting millions of American children and adolescents and thousands of Pennsylvania children and adolescents annually, and whereas targets of bullying are more likely to acquire physical, emotional, and learning problems than those who are not bullied, and students who are repeatedly bullied often fear such activities as riding the bus, going to school, and attending community activities, and whereas children who bully are at a greater risk of engaging in more serious violent behaviors, and whereas children who witness bullying often feel less secure, more fearful, and intimidated, now therefore the Municipal Council of Norristown does hereby proclaim October 28th as Bullying Prevention Month in Pennsylvania, proclaim this second day as October 2018. Sonia Sanders, President, Municipal Council.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Next order of business we have are the announcements by Vice President Perry.
Well, let's announce it again. I'm happy about this. I will be at the softball game. I'll be joining. I'm a player. Yeah, Chief, tell you guys to watch out. At the George Washington Community Carver Center and the Norristown Police Department is pitching for Unity, a Unity softball game partnership. It is Sunday, October 28th, 2018, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Eisenhower Middle School at 1601 Markley Street. There will be a live DJ, 50/50 raffles, food vendors, and it is a community event. For more information, you will contact Team Captains Lamar Buddy Epps at 610-279-4556 or Bernie Gordon, 610-679-0069. If you want to register as a vendor, you will call Teresa at 267-979-7700. And to make a donation, you will contact Phyllis Mason at 610-272-7480. This is supporting our police and community efforts for a safe environment in Norristown. Any other announcements? Councilwoman Lewis.
CADCOM will be hosting Trunk or Treat again on October 31st, which is Halloween night at Roosevelt School parking lot from 4 to 7. Kids of all ages. It's a safe trick-or-treating alternative for our community. We're always looking for vendors and candy donations, so feel free to contact me at HLewis@cadcom.org or 610-277-6363, extension 166. And it's free for the community.
Thank you, Vice President Perry. Madam Secretary, do we have any public comments this evening?
Yes, we do. Bernie Gordon.
Good evening, Council. My name is Bernie Gordon. I live at 32 West Basin Street. I just like to commend the street department. I don't know who the street department's supervisor is, but the guy's doing a good job, whoever it is. They're doing a great job. I see all the new equipment they have. They got a pizza wagon. They got a little paver box. They're doing the alleyways. And I just want to commend you guys. Sometimes you guys don't get the recognition that you deserve. But you guys are doing a hell of a job. Keep it up.
Mary Ellen D. Gregorio.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of council. My name's Mary Ellen DiGregorio. I live at 564 East Main Street. I've already submitted a letter to the secretary that I'd like to have included into the minutes for tonight's council meeting that I'm going to read. I'm here to speak on the talk of imposing a storm runoff fee from the council's committee meeting of September 18th, 2018, on the residents of Norristown. As I understand, Norristown homeowners and taxpayers already are strapped to the limits, paying somewhere between 7 and 8 yearly taxes as is, with no solid evidence of the quality of life is being met just in clean and safe streets. The reason for my concern is that Norristown Council is proposing this tax or fee to get residents to support the issues and cost of Norristown's current stormwater issues, as well as support the cost of mistakes made by municipality and, yes, past administrators and council members that has now landed us in lawsuits from damages that occurred for their neglect. What I propose is that Norristown Council stop and pause, take inventory of how they are collecting taxes in the past and now before instituting any new tax or fee. I hesitate because I'm aware of the current state of how this council is governing to rush, gentrify this community, and tax and push out the old residents to achieve a pie-in-the-sky thought that they will be hubbing young, disposable income residents with no children, erasing and creating the new Norristown that excludes all the current residents who have been paying and supporting this town for the last 212 years. I am demanding that the council be made to prove that they are accurately collecting the taxes that are currently existing from all residents. Proof you're collecting earned income tax from transient tenants who are not paying school taxes but living in Norristown dwellings for free education with their children. I also am demanding you prove that you are doing due diligence and collecting all the taxes owed to the municipality from every occupant living in the 7,000 rental units. Should you fail at protection the residents of this community and pause this decision, I will be diligent in encouraging taxpayer residents to embark on a class action lawsuit that protects the residents from council creating an unnecessary hardship on seniors and other low-income homeowners and current taxpayers for personal gain that they have been achieved by several members. Thank you for allowing me to go on the record opposing this tax. Please remember you were voted in to protect and support the needs of this residents and all the residents of Norristown, not hurt them and tax them out of their homes and destroy their lives. I'm disappointed by the past actions since you ran on the native for Norristown theme. If you are a native of the town, you then may understand why this is not the way to govern this community. Thank you. Since I still have maybe a minute or two left on my 3-minute comment, I'd like to bring attention one other thing that I found in discrepancy tonight on your agenda. Did I exceed my 3 minutes? I find that hard to believe considering I timed myself with this letter. I did not exceed my 3 minutes, and I'd like to see it. I'd like to see the proof that I exceeded my 3 minutes. Can I please see it? Because I know you play a clock. I can't see that far, so what's the time on that? Well, it's funny that it's already at 3 minutes, so you're... Considering I taped myself for this to make sure that it was like 1 minute and 38 seconds. So I'm asking you for one other moment of process here, considering you have an agenda on the table here, and the stuff that's listed next to it is not on the agenda. So can you please explain to me why your agenda does not match what you're passing tonight?
Ashley Campbell.
Again, the
what you put out.
Ashley Campbell. Oh, I guess Ashley's not here. There's no one else?
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Madam Secretary, do we have any communication this evening?
No, we do not.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Next order of business we have is Finance. Mr. Jones, will you be handling Resolution 18-150 in regards to QNB authorized signatures?
Yes, Madam President, thank you. Council, Resolution 18-150 is before you. This is a request of council to pass this resolution, which basically gives us the ability to continue to draw down CIP funds. As council knows, the persons currently authorized to draw down CIP funds for this approved CIP project are myself and the finance director, who is no longer here, and we're searching. And then second, that would have been the assistant finance director, who council knows is out on extended leave. What we're asking now is that by this resolution that Blendine Ozorowski, who is the controller for the municipality, be authorized to do the drawdowns in the absence of another person in the finance department being able to do so.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Council, any questions, comments, or discussions? Seeing none, would a member of council like to make a motion to approve and authorize the municipality's controller to be added to the list of authorized signatures permitted to approve drawdowns on the municipality's QNB account? Madam Secretary, may I please have roll call?
Olivia Brady, Valerie Scott Cooper, Hakeem Jones, Heather Lewis, Rebecca Smith, Derek Perry, Sonia Sanders.
Aye. The ayes have it. Resolution 18-150 is approved and passed. The next order of business we have is public safety in regards to Resolution 18-146 in regards to disabled parking. Chief Talbot.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm requesting that council consider a motion to approve Resolution 18-146 regarding the designation of 4 disabled parking spaces. The locations are 312 West Wood Street, 1810 Pine Street, 600 Change Street, and 535 East Marshall Street. The residents at each location have demonstrated they have physical limitations that make these accommodations necessary. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Chief Talbot. Council, do you have any discussion, comments, or questions? Would a member of council like to make a motion in regards to the disabled parking, to have the parking disabled for those addresses? Excuse me. Madam Secretary, may I please have roll call?
Olivia Brady, Valerie Scott Cooper, Hakeem Jones, Heather Lewis, Rebecca Smith, Derek Perry, Sonia Sanders.
Aye. Resolution 18-146 for disabled parking is approved and passed. Next order of business we have is Public Works for Resolution 18-149 in regards to disposal of municipal vehicles. Mr. O'Denivo.
This is asking the council to approve the sale of some support vehicles that we have because of the vehicle that have been replaced with CIP fund. And these vehicles are from all the departments, police, and this vehicle will be sold in accordance, will be disposed of in accordance with city policy.
Councilwoman Olivia Brady.
Thank you. So when you talk about this, can you explain what that process entails?
is now is that we have to put it to recognize auction sites. There is municipal bid, there is then we have to actually put it, assuming we put it the first time and it doesn't sell, then we put it the second time. If it does not sell, then we now find an alternative means of disposal, taking rid of them. I'm going to tell them it's going to be able to answer that. This is to make sure that
Airy, you'll have a conversation together.
No, I was just asking that, if we sell the vehicles, always say that we're getting money for that, where does that money go?
Whenever we sell vehicles, we place the money in a restricted account for vehicle replacement. So anytime we sell vehicles, we take any proceeds, put it back in for replacement of future vehicles.
Councilwoman Lewis.
I'm curious, Thomas, excuse me, how many vehicles are currently up for sale?
we submitted the spreadsheet, but
Yes.
I think it's about 19 or 20.
Councilman Jones.
My question is, if we are selling or we're disposing of vehicles, is that going to lead to a shortage, or do we have the appropriate amount of vehicles to continue our work?
Yes, we do. These vehicles have been, most of these vehicles have actually are in their salvage value, and they have been replaced using the CIP funds.
Councilwoman Scott Cooper.
Yes, could someone please explain the process of advertisement and what steps you take to get it advertised and so that the public will know what's available?
We're going to put it in an auction site, and the auction site will be using the municipal bid. What we're going to do that as soon as we start that, I'm going to make sure we get in contact with the information officer so they can let the resident know on our website that we're selling vehicles.
Okay, thank you.
Council, any other questions or comments? Seeing none, would a member of council like to make a motion to approve and authorize the disposal of municipal vehicles? Madam Secretary, may I please have roll call?
Olivia Brady, Valerie Scott Cooper, Hakeem Jones, Heather Lewis, Rebecca Smith, Derek Perry, Sonia Sanders.
Aye. The ayes have it. Resolution 18-149 is approved and passed. Would a member of council like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting? All in favor? Aye. All in favor? I'm sorry. The ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned.